Excuse me. Hey, Sophia. Really nice job so far. Your icon things look great. I just experimented with adding a red stroke, a little bit thicker one, but it ended up selecting the inside of the money thing. So anyway, but you might want to add something like that. Like a little thicker stroke. It doesn't have to be red. I mean, these can be a little bit thicker. So that's one of my suggestions. One of the other suggestion, well, I have a couple of them. You may want to go to DaFont and try to find a more unique font that isn't really that overused. I mean, I don't know, it just adds more personality and so on. I mean, there's so many cool ones and they're easy to install. So you might want to go with, and let me know if you need help installing it even, but there's so many cool ones. I mean, this has like 24 pages. And that's just the one, this one thing that's under, excuse me, calligraphy. So, there's just so many of them. Groovy has some cool ones. So I wouldn't get too fancy because the goal is to really make it legible. But I would definitely, do something like that with the font. A few other ideas. You may want to add the type to just the legend. Then you won't have so much writing, because when there's writing here, it kind of conflicts with the streets, and so somebody just at first glance doesn't really realize what it is. And and for here, what I would do is I would just delete these parts of the black lines so they're not underneath the type, and this kind of type just isn't isn't legible. I would get rid of the Georgia because everybody knows Atlanta, and I'd put Atlanta in small and I'd put it just right there. You don't really need this, and it just that it just tends to look unprofessional and it's just hard to read. Another thing I'd suggest is just making this gray a little bit lighter, just because you want to create kind of an upbeat, kind of a little bit more of an upbeat touristy thing. I mean, you could go way light and make it like, what is it, peaches in Georgia? Make it kind of a really light kind of peach color, and then you're going to have to change your some of your text. But again, if you put the text on the legend, it won't be such a problem. And and you can put the text inside of the streets if you want to. I mean, it's up to you, but I just think it would look just more touristy if it was lighter. And what else? I would suggest using that different font for this, but I would use just a simple font for the legend. And you could probably you could just group it differently so you can fit the text in. So God, I really love the your drawings here. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I'm on Google Hangouts and I usually do those feedback meetings. But yeah, I would suggest making the revisions before next week's and putting it back in this Dropbox so you can pick up more points, because you have to revise it anyway for week 8. Okay.